Yo, Casey, Frank, Bob, what is everybody doing? I'm looking for loom bands. I'm trying to get some of these hybrid hunters rehooked. This gentleman who sent these baits in did me a solid, so I'm going to do him a solid and treble his hybrid hunters because he sent them new in the pack with hooks still on. But he was such a pleasure to do business with, aka sent cash and a return shipping label. Jason, what's up? Bob, I usually do the same. Anytime I'm hanging anything, I'm like, oh, where's a level? And then I can't find it. I'm like, it's all right. It's all right. They'll be fine. What is this? What grit is this? I will say about these hybrid hunters, they are not the most fun things in the world to mask off. This the underbelly of this bill. I would like to see them mask these from the factory. I'm trying to clean them up. I have a couple that the tape didn't stick down real good, so they've got a little smoky cloud area where it got overspray on it. I was trying to clean them up a little bit, but I think they're fine. I think they're fine. Polish this guy up a little bit, wipe it down. Kids will rip them down. Yeah, you're probably right, Bob. But the guy said he wanted a purplish looking bluegill, so that's what he got. It's much prettier than it looks in this shitty video. Jeremy, that is correct. That is correct. That trumps anything. That is how you skip line. But she didn't. He wouldn't have been too much later behind, but it does expedite things. I didn't know about the shipping label, but he wrote it in the notes. So they did. Throw your shipping label in there too. Just throw it in, and we're good. Hell yeah. So, what's up, Brian? So that's where we are. Trying to strap these hooks up. There we go. What model is this? Now I got to go through and differentiate which model is which. But I did mark. I got smart. I got smart when I was signing these on the shallows. I wrote I put an X on the bottom so he will be able to differentiate his hybrid hunters from his hybrid hunter shallows with easier than trying to dig through the line towel. But, they do look pretty cool painted in the package. For whatever reason, I think baits, repaints of stock baits look cooler back in their original package for whatever reason. I just think it makes it look more custom, because you can definitely, because you've seen so many like Strike Kings in their original pack, and then when you see one that's got like upgraded paint on it, you're like, damn, that looks actually real good now. Marty Burns, what's up? I'm gonna get your baits put in the mail. Burns, I meant to ask you, is there anything else I need to ship you while I'm shipping? While I'm shipping to Burns? Okay, this is a regular hybrid hunter. Yes. Yes, sirree. These look good. I probably have to undo these because I still haven't taken pictures. It's my fault. That is my fault. What are you dudes up to? Patreon? I'm hoping I need to call Josh today. I'd like to have Josh on tomorrow night. Josh from Tato. Talk tips. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do one tomorrow night, 7:30. Talk tips, because I think Josh is the tip master. He had one that I didn't know was an actual tip that I stumbled upon. Then I need to make I'll probably make a YouTube short about it, because it's I guess like if you're really into the industry, you might know. But I found it out in Austin by accident, and it works. I'll show it to you one of these days. I need to go out there today and do it. But it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I might have to get my good camera out though, or get Amy's phone. Did I put a split in there? Yeah. But the other color, this guy wanted he wanted Fire Tiger colors, but perch details. So we did he wanted the triangle bars, but he wanted it really bright. He wanted it a Fire Tiger perch, fire perch. So that's what we got. Turned out good. It's bright. It is bright and perchy. So do I have any more of the original Hank Parker 3/4 ounce? Probably. Like that. Like that. Oh, I've been looking for this. Y'all know anything about this, or if you can get it anywhere now, or if there is a substitute of it? Aaron Martin's turned me on to this stuff. ZPI bearing oil. I don't think they make it anymore. Last time I tried to buy some, it looked like it had been discontinued. Let's see. What is that? I've got a lot of I probably got a lot more loose ones than I do the actual. Casey, why don't you just let me send you that one? It's the exact same. Like I literally had a Hank Parker head 3D scanned and took the shape of it and just detailed it. Brennan, eBay is awesome. It's a blast because you never know what's around the corner. Brennan, I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you a story about eBay back in the day. So Jody and I used to Jody and I used to go back and forth and like buy Bagleys on eBay, and we would sometimes bid against each other, and we would try not to do that because that was kind of counterproductive. But so I would try and get a little out there on my searches to kind of eliminate having to bid against Jody or whatever or anybody else. So I would try and get creative with my searches to find the hidden gems. And I started, like everybody's done, like the unknown lure and like, misspellings of words and, the typical stuff. And so the best one I ever found was I was looking for like 09 Bagleys. And I was sitting there and I was looking at like a chartreuse and black Bagley. And I was like, if I didn't have a clue what this was, how would I list it? And I said, all right, all this really is a yellow lure. So I started searching yellow lure. And guess what popped up? A Bagley Balsa B3, 09, in really good condition for like $5. And the only title of the listing was Yellow Lure. And nobody bid on it. I was the only person that bid on it. And when you get one of those where nobody bids on it, you feel like you're doing something wrong because you're like, there's no way nobody else found that. But it happened. Yellow Lure. There's some sneaky searches out there you can do that is probably a lot less pressured than other things. But I still feel like for the stuff I buy, I feel like there's plenty of deals left on eBay. It's not as great as it used to be, but I feel like there's still a little skin on the bone for some stuff. Some stuff's astronomical. Like old Normans really bother me because I remember you could buy like a deep little end for $1, and somebody would list a deep little end for $1, and or $2, and nobody would bid on them. But now the same baits, for whatever reason, people are asking like $8. It's not worth that. You know what I mean? Like I feel like gone are the days of baits, just like commons, like a common baseball card where they're just like they're junk. Now, like the common fishing lures are expensive, and it's stupid. Um, yeah, like I'm typically, if I'm bidding on something these days, I don't have time to sit and watch it like I used to, where I would just like live by the computer or live on my phone and wait for like the seconds to drop down um, before I could bid at the like last second, which that was fun too. Trying to snipe somebody in the last 2 seconds. Um, I've won a lot like that, but I've also lost a lot like that, where you like dicked around and like your internet lagged and it took longer than 2 seconds to actually get the get the bid in. But most of the stuff I search for is pretty weird stuff. Brand new lightning shads. South Jersey, do you own a WEC? Do you own the wood WEC version of the lightning shad? You got to think outside the box, Brendan, on eBay if you want the deals. And then you just got to save the search, and you might not have anything. Nothing might show up for a couple days or a month or a week, but then you start going through your saved searches and you see that little blue icon by it, a little blue ball at the end of the search, and you say, "Ooh, somebody posted one." The bolt, yeah, it's called a lightning bolt or something. Never even seen it. Yeah, Ed's got one. It's a pretty cool looking bait. I've never fished one. I don't know how they run, but they're cool looking. They are cool looking. I always heard that with guys. There was a lot of like. I never got to the bottom of it, and I typically did. Whenever I would hear rumor of something, I would typically find the answer. But one of those things I never found the answer to was um, I heard there was a little cult following of those lightning shads, the storm lightning shad or whatever they're called. Um, there was a cult following of those, but the guys that were in love with it were modifying the lips somehow. And I never got to the bottom of what they were actually doing to the lips. Um, the other one I never got, I need to ask Josh this. Remind me tomorrow night to ask Josh this. He might not know. It might not even be real. But people, what's up, AJ? People used to tell me, they're like, "Oh, you fish you fish a super chunk a lot." They're like, "You swim one?" I'm like, yeah. They're like, "You know the trick with a toothpick or something to make it kick?" And I was like, "No." And then they'd like leave it at that. And I heard that from multiple people. It's like, "You know the toothpick trick?" And I'm like, "No." And it was the trick was something you do to a Zoom super chunk, supposedly with a toothpick, or some with something. I don't know. I don't know what the actual tip is, because people would ask me if I knew the tip and then not ever tell me what the actual tip was. But still to this day, it's an unknown tip. Maybe Josh can. He's from swim jig country. He knows the best swim jiggers on the Coosa and has grown up around them. He should be able to shed some light on that, maybe. I don't know. It might be an old wives' tale. Might be an old wives' tale. Hold on. Let me go back up. I'm missing some comments. Well, seeing a 9 and a 10-pound smalling coming from up north, how much longer would the record be held at Dale? According to the Big Bass Podcast live stream last night, a long time. Because Ken Duke says that the record hasn't gotten even anywhere close to be broken. The last time that there was a fish anywhere near breaking that record, it was in like even remotely close to breaking the smallmouth record. It was in like 82. So there was like a 9% difference in the weight or something. Like that was as close as it got, but I don't know. I feel like there should probably. What's the record? 12? Is that what the world record is? Let's look it up. World record smallmouth bass. 11:15, so 12. I mean, if they're catching 10s, 11:15 is correct at a Dale Hollow. If they're catching 10s, and those fish are pretty freakish, I don't feel like an extra pound and a half is not that far out of the realm of possibilities, because there's probably a lot more 10s than any of us will ever hear about being caught. I'm guessing. I don't know. There's a 12 swimming around the Great Lakes gorging itself for sure. And I asked Ken and Terry last night in the live chat. I wanted to know, theoretically, what do you think is the biggest bass, largemouth bass, swimming around on planet Earth is right now? And he Ken guessed that he figured that was only like a 22 or 23 pounder. And I started thinking, I was like, man, I feel like there's probably like a 26 pounder somewhere, like one of them, one freak. Because there's always those freaks, you know what I mean? That like, I started thinking about it, and I was like, all those giant fish came out of California during the like prime trout feeds, and they don't stock the trout like they used to. So maybe not. Maybe the potential isn't even there anymore. But you got to think it. Somewhere, Japan, somewhere there's like a 26 pounder, 25 pounder swimming around somewhere. I don't know, but I certainly believe that I probably believe that there is a bigger smallmouth. I feel like there's a closer, and this I have no like Ken and Terry, they have all this like information and knowledge to back all their claims up. I just feel like there's probably there's a chance that there is a world record smallmouth being grown right now, and more of them than there are largemouths getting to like 22, 23 pounds. I feel like there's more smallmouth getting to like the 10, 11, 12 pound range than there at a faster rate than there are largemouths getting to 22 pounds. Um, but like I said, that's just there's no reason behind it, just theory. Oh boy, I got a mess. Just theories. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I feel like now we're in like the I feel like now we're in the like late 80s, early 90s largemouth boom where like the record chasers were like going after those size fish. I feel like we're on the front edge of that for smallmouth. Um, I feel like now is the time where they're like starting to I don't know if it's like evolution. I don't know if they're like evolving into a like super fish or what they're doing, but it seems like the fish and the fisheries are changing in a way that it will support a giant size fish like that. It's the same thing when they like introduced like the trout in California. Like those fish just started getting like superhuman and like gigantic, and I feel like that's kind of happening with smallmouth. All of the uh, all of the stars are aligning for it, and it might not happen this year or next year, but maybe in like 4 or 5 years you'll start seeing them. Maybe, who knows? 8, uh, 8. Okay. Um, uh, Marty, I never hear much. I tried to do a search not too long ago, probably a year or two ago. I tried to search to watch a little Cuba bass fishing, and I think Jimmy Houston did an episode down there, but I couldn't really find much about Cuba. I've always heard they had giants, but I wanted to like see what their lakes look like and like see some fish getting caught out of Cuba, but I couldn't find much. Is there any YouTube channels from bass fishing in Cuba? Uh, you got zebra mussels, you got gobies, you got those spots out west and other places eating those kokanee. You got a lot of shit that's different. Um, See, that's what I was thinking, Ryan. I thought Cuba was kind of done. I thought it got cooked, but maybe not. I don't know. I feel like in the social media era, if Cuba was still like a powerhouse, I feel like we'd be hearing about it. Um, yeah, didn't it get like commercially overfished though? It wasn't like from like regular bass fishermen. Um, Kyle, what's going all right, dude? We had a Bean had a kind of like a little end of the year program today where the kids performed a few songs, lasted about 30 minutes at noon. That was pretty fun. Uh, Bean didn't sing a whole lot. The funny thing is that Bean has been singing me her songs that they have practiced the uh, for the program. She's been singing them to me at night, and just randomly she'll just bust out this random song and know it like by heart, and like can repeat the whole song and the little dance and everything that goes with it. And today, when it was time to perform, she was sitting up there with her class, and she for whatever reason she didn't sit by the kid. Like, she was the first one to walk up on stage, so she had to walk to the end. Well, there was like 2 chairs between her and the next kid, and she just sat up there and like propped her leg up on the other chair and like just lounged. And she would kind of like, she'd sing a little, but not really. She was just lounging, dude. It was pretty hilarious. She had I told Amy, I was like, she's got like the ultimate confidence. Like, she's over there sitting by herself. Nobody's sitting by her. People staring at her. Doesn't give a shit. Just like leg propped up, doing nothing. She was too cool. Yeah, she was. She said, "Y'all sing this shit. I'm not singing this." Northern guys are fishing for bass now, dude. Has northern bass fishing always been what it is now? Uh, like, has it? Because it doesn't make sense to me. If the largemouth up north, they just seem like there's like an infinite amount of 3 and 4 pounders, and they're very aggressive. Um, it just seems like all the guys you hear about, all the guys from up north, like in the wintertime coming down south, like, why was there never a push for us southerners to go up north in the summertime? I think now there is, but like 20 years ago, you would have like gotten laughed at if you're like, I'm going to New York to fish in July. People have been like, are you nuts? Like, why? I don't know. But I feel like it's kind of odd that it's taken this long. 20 pounds of pigstone wouldn't have got you in the top half. That's pretty strong weights. That's pretty strong weights. I mean, the place has got to be a blast to fish. But the crazy thing is, whenever I see when I see pictures of like these 20-pound bags, they don't even look that big. They just look like freak 2 and 3/4 pounders. Dad was going to St. Clair in the late 90s. I think 15 pounds was 28 out of 30. Wow. I mean, it sounds like you can pretty much just like at Pigstone, AJ, it sounds like you could just go fishing kind of how you like to fish and catch something. I mean, if that many people had 30 pounds, it doesn't sound like there was some like super hard pattern or bait pattern to figure out. Because if I'm guessing out of 30 boats, then like the majority of everybody had 20. It wasn't that hard to get a bite. Just go down the bank. I mean, you can't ask for more than that. If you just want to go fishing, you don't have to download an app to get somebody's tips. You just go throw a spinnerbait or a Senko or anything else that you want to do, and go catch 15 pounds and go home happy. AJ, if you had to guess that this day we're talking about on last weekend over at Pigstone, if you catch 20 pounds, like the majority of people did, how many fish total for the day are we talking? How many fish can you catch to get to that 20? I mean, are you catching 20 fish? But it sounds like nothing gets under except Hella. I see Hella post a bunch of dinks. But it seems like there's a huge population of 3-pounders. I've never experienced northern waters. I would like to go frogging over there on the Mississippi. That looks fun. The smallies up north are about half stupid because 6 months are not getting fished for. I think that certainly helps. I think that certainly helps. Hybrid Hunter Jr. That's that one. Dick. Water has to be up for the Mississippi frog bite to be on fire. I think it looks so inviting because it just looks like it's bite heavy, which Guntersville can get like that. Like, I don't know that it's worth going up there for a frog bite when you can just go to Guntersville in early October and do the same thing. 22-10 leading at Guntersville. It's kind of puny. It's kind of puny. But they're still, I mean, I say that, I mean, I feel for Guntersville because it can't, like, those fish just never catch a break, dude. Never catch a break. I'm actually glad it took 22 and it wasn't some huge weight, so maybe you'll send some guys fishing to some other place. It does, Jimmy. I feel bad for it, but it's so fun to fish. But Guntersville's one of those places that gets so much pressure that I show up and I'm like, how do you even get a bite in this damn place? Because like all the parking lots are full, and you get out on the lake, and then it's a big lake, and Hybrid Hunter Shallow Junior. Hybrid Hunter Junior. We're sitting a Shallow Junior. Uh-oh. I screwed up my boxes. This is just a regular one. I don't mind. I think they do need to do something with like regulating the amount of tournaments. For one reason, if there's like 4 open tournaments on a lake, I would much rather everybody just get together and make one big tournament, win more money, fish against more people, prestige goes up, rather than have a watered down version where there's like 30 boats going out of each ramp, all trying to like bow their chest out because they beat 30 people. Like, I'd rather beat 120 and then feel like I did something. But I feel like that if you could consolidate all the little jackpot tournaments and at least have like have something to where, you know, you put a little prestige back into winning a tournament. But I don't know. That's just me. I like big tournaments. But I guess it's also not fair to just say you can't have an open tournament. But I do think it's stupid. Um, I do think it's stupid that there's going to be like 5 different groups of guys all having the same kind of tournament. It's like, why don't y'all just get together and just everybody fish one? But there's always like what typically happens, and the reason you see that a lot is because there will be one guy who runs like a trail, and half the people that fished it the year before hate that guy for some reason, and then somebody splinters off of that trail and starts another trail, and then you've got, you know, a group of guys that like hate this dude that won't fish his shit, and then they go fish something else, and everything's divided like that. MLF Invitationals were on Lake of the Ozarks Thursday through Saturday. There was a local 200 boat derby on Sunday, and then our 100 boat tournament Tuesday through Thursday. Wow. That's a lot of boats. Put all the clubs against other clubs. Dude, they used to do that around here. They do like it was, I think they called it the city championship. I think they still sort of have it, but it's not really what it was. But that's just ever since the federation got all dicked up. But I think that's how it was back in the day when they had the city championship here. It was all the local bass clubs would like fish a trail against each other, and then like you would qualify for the championship, and like all the like top dudes in the clubs would like go head to head. It's pretty badass, but pretty badass. But I think that would maybe, I mean, I feel like that would revitalize the club scene, maybe. Like, most of the guys I know in the last few years that fished a club, they would only fish a club to try and qualify for like the state team or something. It wasn't because they were really interested in being fishing the bass club tournaments. They would just use it as a platform to like get them into something else. And but I feel like if you had, because to me it's not inviting to go drive to the lake or even practice, which I wouldn't practice like hardly for a club tournament. Um, but you drive all the way there, you burn the gas, you spend your time to get up there. If you want to go practice, you go practice. Like, I'm not going to do that to beat 12 people or 15. Like, that's stupid. But if I were fishing against all the clubs in the area who had 15 boats, and you got like 70 boats or whatever it is, that would be fun. Um, that would be fun. I think it's all between the ears, Jeremy. Like it is all between the ears, bro. Used to see Lake Ozarks around July. No thanks. Oh, I'm not putting. Oh, I'm an idiot. Get to talking about club fishing. Somebody said the. Somebody said the. Somebody said the Grand Lake Classic might have gotten his brain. I don't know. Jim might have nailed it. Because there's so much going on. Like, I mean, it's easy to sit here and talk about, but I guess that's what we do. But I guess if you're really good at doing something, like you're a shallow water guy, and you see all these guys doing other stuff, and you're like, well, maybe I need to start doing that, and then you kind of forget who you are, and you start doing other stuff, and then you just kind of get in just like purgatory, to where nothing. I think that's all it is. Like everybody who's like fished has gotten that feeling to where you don't feel comfortable. You can't settle down. You can't. Nothing feels right, and it's the worst feeling ever. To where you go out and you fish all day, and everything you try just doesn't feel right. And I just feel like that's what kind of funk he's in. Like everything he does just doesn't feel right, and it does. Like you don't have to be doing like something to win a tournament for it to feel right, but you just have to get on something that makes you feel good, or that feels right. And when it doesn't feel right, you can't force it. Um, and I think, yeah, like you can't force it feeling good. So you just kind of have to like. Usually that's when it gets worse. Um, so I don't know. A lot of things, I guess. Yeah. A lot of pressure too. You gotta think his YouTube channel's good size. It's probably not fun to do shitty and then have to turn to a camera and be like, "Hey guys, another 98th." Especially for people who are pulling for you and expecting you to do good. That's probably not fun either. So that's probably an aspect that guys haven't had to deal with in the past. So I don't know. That probably does not make matters better. Uh, no decisions. See, I sometimes it's fun. Tournament fishing. I guess where I am at where I'm at in life now, I can fish a turn. I don't think I could fish many tournaments with strangers, but if I like know the person I'm fishing with, I don't mind fishing in the back of their boat. Um, but if I had to fish with strangers, it would drive me nuts. because I would just like be hyper focused on like sitting there going, what are you doing? Like I would just fish as if, or I would just sit there and like obsess over what I would be doing on the front of the boat, which is why I have no business on the back of the boat. Uh, be rich like me. Yeah, I mean, it helps. That's for damn sure. It helps being loaded. It helps being loaded like me. How many guys actually win the classic on home water? Boyd Duckett, Edwin Evers, who else? No, dude. I couldn't deal with somebody driving the boat. Like that's a really big thing for me. Like I don't want to get behind. I don't want to get in a boat with somebody else driving, unless I know them. Like Keith, my buddy I fish with all the time. Great boat driver, doesn't do dumb shit, but I wouldn't hop in the boat with just anybody and be like, "Here, drive this thing fast." Drive this boat as fast as it'll go. What's Casey, Jim? What's the Casey reference? Did I miss something? Jeremy, you are exactly right about your mail call post. Um, I had a call from a gentleman that will remain anonymous, and he's like, "Does anybody in the swim bait world actually care about catching giant fish anymore?" I said, "No." He was like, "Oh yeah, Casey Ashley," and I said, "No," and he's like, "Dude," he's like, "That's what this is all about." Not anymore. And he's like, "Dude, somebody's got to like educate these people." And I was like, "You can try." I said, "But I don't think anybody cares." Is the problem? And he's like, "Man, that's really a shame." I was like, "Yeah, it is." But like I said, nobody really cares. Show from mail call. And the funny thing about it is, Jeremy, I see like most of the fish I see posted on swim baits, you could call it on a jig or a spinnerbait or a crankbait or something else. Like to me, the whole purpose of throwing like the swim bait was to catch, something of freak nature. But uh, like showing off that you caught a 4-pounder or like a 3-pounder and be like, this bait works. It's like, yep, that solidified it. The Hinkle's the deal. Look at this 4 I caught on the Hinkle. Dude, I think I caught that Hinkle on a damn culprit worm. Or that fish. Sinking jerkbait. Is that that whatever that dumbass Berkeley bait's called? The Stunna. I like fishing on the back of the boat, but I'm a bad draw for a boater. Why, you don't share your snacks? You don't share your snacks, bro? All right, I have all these hooked up. There we go. All right. And I have the shallows marked with an X. 10 years and still not caught an 8. There you go. There you go. You basically said I missed something. Jeremy, I feel like the guys who really catch fish, nobody ever sees. Like the real hammers, they don't have time to dick around on Facebook and wherever else and like show off. They don't have to. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with bass fishing or anything for that matter. Like the guys who are really good, they're not posting pictures on like Facebook groups or on anything. Like I said, they don't have to. They just go out there and catch them. But the people locally know them, and there's probably so many guys that are like above expert level swim baiters that nobody knows about that just like silently keep to themselves and just catch giants. The ideal draw as a co is a guy who is on fish but sucks at fishing. Yes, and has really good boat food. That's also a chef. Probably right, Brendan. It depends, Brian. I have an idea, but you have to. You'd have to okay it. Hunter is fishing it. He waited it to sink. How about that? Becker just posted a dirty 30. Jamie, that was so weird about when I was following Kentucky Lake back in the day. Like you'd fish a tournament and like it'd take 24, 25 pounds to win, and then there'd be a dude with 20 pounds, but he had a 10 pounder, and those would show up over there certain times a year. Well, we need Darius to tell us, but I felt like there was a pretty wild number of 10 pounders caught out at Kentucky Lake back in the day. Anthony, what's up? You damn Miracle Whip eating dude. I'm about to get out of here. I gotta go to the post office. Drop this man's stuff off. The bean is Crayola crayon. His big is 613. He's got 30 with just an entire limit of solid fish. Wow. 30 to win Oakbogie in a 90 boat tournament. The lake is only 9,000 acres. Jim, I was tired of listening to Marty Stone the first time I ever heard him open his mouth. I was tired of listening to Marty Stone when he fished the Bassmasters and he would make a top 10. I'm trying to think. He did good down there on the Harris chain, I think. He did good in one of those Pickwick tournaments back in the day, and he would talk about pitching his tube around cypress trees at Pickwick. There's a couple of tournaments that I would turn off so I didn't have to listen to him. For sure, Tim. It is, I would say, almost the greatest motivator. His Lucky Craft was better than his career. I don't know that I have any Marty Stones. Let me see. These might be. Nope. No, just Skeet Reese's. The SKT Mini Japan Crawl. Worst color for soft plastics. I don't know. I didn't even talk about my video title today. Hard on Old Stone. I don't like him, dude. Worst color for soft plastics. I'm trying to think if there's a color out there that just like a fish refuses to bite. Because I know I've got baits. I know I've got baits that I've thrown a bunch that I just can't get bit on. I need to go through all my tackle and figure out what those are. That are like really good baits, supposedly. Baby bass. That is a shitty one. Zoom baby bass, particularly. I've never caught any much on, and I do have those. That's a good one. Trying to think. I don't know. I have to. Jay Lee just cranked up a hog. I wonder if it's something that you made or I painted. Oh, you love Zoom's bass color? I think I've got finesse worms. I think I've got Zoom finesse worms. Anthony, I feel like I could catch fish on that. Trying the most standardized worm that people love that I really honestly, as dumb as it sounds, when somebody said green pumpkin, I don't like green pumpkin. I don't like straight green pumpkin. It's too boring. It's not something that I have I have zero confidence in throwing. If you gave me something that is like green pumpkin with just the black flake in it and nothing else, I would probably think this thing's a piece of shit. I don't like green pumpkin at all. I gotta have a little spice, something in there. Bama bug I never did great on. That's another one that you would think would be pretty good. I never did great on Bama bug. And the only reason I bought Bama bug was because of Mike McClellan throwing it in Florida when he won down there pitching a trick worm to stem pads. I don't like I said, but probably. I saw a pack of green pumpkin lizards over there, and I started thinking about them. I was like, dude, you're never going to throw those. Like, I know it's probably like the fish catchingest color of all time, but I look at them and I'm like, I'm not going to tie you on ever, unless I'm really in a bind. But I'm trying to think what else. The Sweet Beaver color that's real popular that I never did good on at all was Big Texan. I know people love that color, but I never got bit on it great. I never loved it. California 420 was great. Let me look. Oh, here's a weird colored one. That's what I was telling you about every color lizard. I forget the name of this one. I don't remember what it was called, but it's like it's fire. Anthony likes Big Texan. See, I never liked it. What color Zoom is this? It's really old. But I think that's sexier than Green Pumpkin. And there's literally no flake in it, but it's kind of got like a pink hue to it with like a green interference. It's pretty tasty. I'll have to take those with me. It might be natural green, AJ. I don't remember the it's so old. This is from my childhood. The label came off. Black grape. Scuppernong. Here's another one that I never did terribly good on. I know it's a staple in the cook for like jig swimming and pitching. Root beer pepper. Ugh. Gross. There they are. I've had these so long. I have had these so long. If you notice this little strip right here, this is from when I had them in one of those little Tackle Logic worm binders that had the holes in it that you would unzip and open up. It was like a CD case. That's how long these have been riding with me. What else we got in here? This was not a good color from NetBait. This was called Flippin' Brown. I ordered them on Tackle Warehouse, I think, back in the day. But there's nothing flippin' about it. It's just brown. I'm guessing it was supposed to have some blue in it, but the blue didn't really show up. So it just looks like shit. So Flippin' Brown was a fail. AJ, that root beer is horrific. It is horrific. Oh, here's my little here's my jig trailers that I had the dude make for me. I'll take those out. Old bag of random baits. Here's some sort of popper. I mean look at this bluegill I painted 10 years ago. I was really obsessed with those eyes. Look at those gill marks. Those bars down the side. And then I finally started counting and I realized bluegill don't just have 3 bars down their side. This is probably equally as old, me trying to learn how to paint scales. What is this? Deep Blue Wind. This is a Dalton special. What else we got here? Kiwi. That's a good color. Scuppernong. And can't leave the house without some Wild Eye Shiners. Can't leave the house without. Oh, that's a nice thing to find in the bottom of this package. Strike King Custom Shop Flat Shed. This had really cool packaging where they did like the holographic on the on this part. It's funny to see these now and what a big deal they were. Custom flutter spoons. Like 12 years ago, if I'd have pulled this bag out, guys would have been like, just tell me the price and I will write you a check. Before Strike King made them, man, name your price, bro. Dude, I got all kinds of random stuff in here. What is this? 6XD Silent. This is funny. I used to hold on to these worms because I didn't have many of them. The big unit from Reaction. This was a worm. I don't know why, but I would only throw them on special occasions. Like I wouldn't throw them for fear of running out of them, which was really stupid. Like if I wanted more, I'd just go buy more. But like I never threw this worm enough because I was like scared of running out of them. Oh, there's one. One of those ancient OG tungstens from like 2004. Any of you guys got this loser? Rattleback Jigging Shed. I need to send this back to Gary Klein and tell him to stick it up his ass. I think he was hawking those back in the day. Pulls out a Reaction ribbon on holidays. It was, dude. Like, cause like, dude, it's 4th of July. I'll pull out my big unit and like go pitching around. And then after like 10 minutes, be like, nah, where's my old monster? Maybe if I had him in Bloody Bug. Smoke Purple, that's interesting. I think that's a Tennessee, Kentucky thing. Yeah. I know it's got those. I know those guys like Tennessee River guys, Tennessee guys, even up into Kentucky, like Smoke Purple, Smoke anything is like a thing. Freaking on July 3rd. Yeah, I need to pull them out so when we have a holiday, I can pull those out. Maybe for my birthday, I'll treat myself to an afternoon of worming with my 1 pack of Reaction big worms. I guess I can show off a little bit. I did paint myself a couple little gems yesterday. Yes, this is tomato shad. The only difference is it fades to a purple tail. And when I tell you it looks sexy, it looks sexy. And it kind of looks blue right there because there's blue mixed in with my purple. But it's like a John Pryor hot tailpipe had a baby with tomato shad. It's sexy, dude. It's one of my favorite baits to paint. If you have lots of old shitty ones that you would like to trade me something for, let me know, because I love painting them. Send them to me. I should paint the popper. What time is it? I can go paint it today. I'll do that, Burns. Now, where is it? Where is this mythical creature? Oh boy. Oh, there it is. 10 years ago. Yeah, I didn't know. I never had clear enough water to think that smoked purple mattered. Like, it was never on my radar. It wasn't until I moved to Tuscaloosa and started fishing around like the Coosa and Lake Tuscaloosa that I had to kind of adapt things to clearer water. But anyway, let me get this dude's. I got to take these baits back out of the package and go take pictures of them. But I will paint this popper, Burns. I will do as you ask, and I will go paint this popper. Lost the only working prototype. No, Burns, I did not. It's still here. I may have lost the pliers and my super glue and my X-Acto knife and razor blades and everything else, scissors, but I haven't lost any baits. The baits are safe. Baits are safe. So I guess I'll talk to you dudes later. Plan on a Patreon tomorrow night, 7:30. Tado, Josh Heron. Smoke purple works in all color water. I believe that. Part of me does, part of me doesn't. Part of me can't make myself throw it in any color water. But Pryor, you must have heard us talking about you. My little science project over here that I said was half tomato shad, half Pryor's hot tailpipe. You're probably driving though. You can't see the purple in the tail. But there you can see it. If it would focus. This is tomato tailpipe. Hot tomato pipe. I literally, that's, if I paint myself a bait, it's probably that color. He just catches them. Down here specifically. Because this is about the only places down here that I would paint that color. I mean, I throw it a lot, but specifically down here, like 12 months out of the year, it catches them. If I lose it, I will take a bath in Miracle Whip and eat a Miracle Whip sandwich. Pryor, since you were a guest, you get lifetime links for any future stream. So if you want to watch one, I'll just send it to you. Graduation. Well, that's exciting, Burns. Dated a chick whose college nickname was Hot Tomato Tailpipe. All right, I'll send Pryor the link. I'll put him on the free link list. But anyway, dudes, I'm gonna roll out of here. Go take a picture of these damn little hybrid hunters. Get them gone. Get them down the road. We'll check in next time. Pryor's here. Yeah, he's right above you. 5-spotted bass. That's him. That's him. He's just checking in late. The road warrior. We're probably keeping him company while he's heading around. Pryor, they want you to come back on and talk more for another Patreon, and then you can go over your spinnerbaiting knowledge, dive deeper into spinnerbaits. Jeremy, I didn't know you like spinnerbaits that much. I thought you were just a rat guy. I thought you were just a rat guy. I won't forget you, Burns. Hit him on IG. He'll blast you with some knowledge. The prior stream was legendary, Tim. 100%. That was awesome. All right, let me go paint this thing. All right. Y'all be good. Go melt down all your green pumpkin bullshit. Add black dye to it. Report. See y'all next time.